Captain America?
Okay.
Is he a donor?
Tea Party. I hope he is.
Tim Phillips, you and I have known each other since the early 90s. I had hair then. You kept yours. What's your secret?
Lots of hair color. That's a key
Well, but
point
I have nothing to color.
politics. Okay, well, that's a little tougher.
You never decorate an office. Why is that?
I worked in campaigns for 20 years, and you were only in them for 10, 11, 12 months, right? So you normally were
Well, you
sitting
must
on...
not be very good.
Whoa. Election comes whether you win or lose, it's over. When I got to AFP, apparently they let me stay around for a few years. So I'll bring my daughter to work day when she was younger. So she started doing artwork, Mike. She did not believe that her dad kept her artwork up. She would start checking the tape.
All right, let's get to work here.
All right.
Now, when you're sitting down with a donor, what's your pitch?
Mike, I can't tell you that. Come on, you're killing me here.
What's your elevator?
Well, I will say this. Americans for Prosperity is the best operation on the economic freedom side. We're not ever building for an election. We're genuinely building for the long term. And we're the only group doing that.
And when you sit down with somebody, what's the most that you could ask them for?
I can't tell you that.
But they can
no
write
limit.
big checks.
Yeah, and we need them to. And if someone's watching this show right now, Mike, and they say, you know, I think economic freedom and prosperity leads to genuine opportunity and hope for every American. Americans for Prosperity is the place to give that unlimited check.
When Senator Harry Reid goes on the Senate floor and attacks the Koch brothers, does that help you or hurt you?
I think with activists on our side and with some folks who would back us financially, they do kind of get irritated by that. I mean, here's a guy who's a career member of Congress trying to give a lesson in civic virtue. I mean, they do more in a year to create real prosperity than Harry Reid does in a lifetime.
Is the Koch connection an impediment?
No. We're proud to have the involvement of David Koch as the chairman of our Americans for Prosperity Foundation.
You started putting money on Obamacare back in July?
We started putting money on Obamacare in the spring of 2009 when it was polling according to the data out there.
But for this cycle, you started to spend big
We don't
this
think in
summer.
terms of cycles. We're a C4 issue education effort, Mike.
The worse that things are for Obamacare, the better they are for you.
I think it's a terrible law.
But it's great for you, actually.
Well, it's good as long as we can use it to eventually repeal this law.
That's not going to happen.
Well, think about this. 5 years ago, would you have said cap and trade is going to be on the dustbin of history?
The rap for a long time on Americans for Prosperity that it was AstroTurf.
Right.
Tell us how you're growing in states.
On the ground at the local level is how you impact both D.C. and local and state policies.
What's an example of what you're doing on the ground that's been very effective?
Well, if I told you that, Mike, I'd have to, I'll let you finish.
We won't
the
tell
statement.
anybody.
You would see a lot of different messages and scripts, and you would see a lot more peer-to-peer touch. If you're trying to reach out to a millennial in mid-20s, you'd have a millennial reaching out.
Does the IRS go after groups on the right?
You look at the Tea Party fiasco where the IRS clearly targeted groups on the right.
But are you worried about the IRS going after?
Every American has a wary eye at the IRS. You probably do as well. I bet Politico probably has a couple of meetings a year going, let's make sure we stay on the good side of the IRS.
You're a dessert guy.
I'm a dessert guy. Top 50 reason why we're still the world's only superpower is Dairy Queen Blizzards.